and we have a special guest here with us today. It's Trevor. Trevor, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Really great. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming in. DeLand Boxing. We were out at Port Orange boxing as well. I still got both places, right?
Yeah, they're going great. And the Port Orange gym's been open a year and a half now. DeLand's been open 7 years.
Yeah, both great gyms. And Carlos goes all the time, and he's always posting about it and stuff. And I will tell you, I'm mad that it's so far away from me in Apopka because it keeps you interested, you know what I'm saying? And you mix it up a lot, and you don't make people feel like they're I don't know. You don't make people feel nervous about going there. You know, it's not intimidating. And you're aware of that, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, our slogan is you don't have to be a boxer to train like one. You come in there and we treat everybody the same, and we teach you how to box, and we don't make you feel intimidated.
Right.
Boxing's for everyone. Anyone can do it. 6 punches.
Yeah.
It's good to see you in here, Trevor. And, man, it's been I signed up to DeLand Boxing almost begrudgingly. I'll tell you why. I knew either I was going to bitch out or it was going to be a life-changing thing.
Right.
And so when Trevor had listened to the show, and this is probably what it must have been May maybe of last year before I actually signed on. And he's like, hey, Carlos likes boxing. He lives in DeLand. So he reached out to iHeart, and this iHeart salesperson, which I didn't know, she was like, hey, are you interested in doing this? Now, in my mind, yes, I was like, absolutely, 100%. I know I want to do this. But I was also nervous because I'd failed at other things before working out, right? And I was like, but I really
When you say failed, do you mean failed, or do you mean you got bored with it and stopped doing it?
I guess I'll say that sounds good too. I mean, that sounds better than
sounds
fail.
better, yeah.
I guess that's a pretty harsh term, but it was just one of the, I guess more so was like, oh, okay, I know if I sign up to this, it's going to be something that's going to be a challenge, and it would suck to take this challenge on, something I obviously love, something that's only going to help me, and that it's on me, and so I pushed it off, and I pushed it off. And I pushed it off till finally the salesperson that never even talked to me again was like, hey, are you done messing around with Trevor? He's really nice, and you need to get back to him. And I was like, you know what? You don't need to yell at me. I'm a grown-ass man. I don't need this. I work out like once every month, so I'm good. I'm a softball coach. And I said, nope. Yes, I'll be there. And I throw it back. And I'm so glad I did, man. Trevor, you've not only become a great friend of mine, but, like, truly changed my life, man. And it's not like Trevor, first day, he got this, like, I'm going to change your life. Did you? You never did that. You did this, what you do to anybody that shows up.
He soft rolls it.
He soft rolls it. Tell him, Russ.
Yeah. When we went, and I was, I seriously enjoyed it. And Angelique was with us, and Ryan was there. And what I was really, really impressed with was the way he was helping Ryan, who didn't know how to punch, didn't know how to do a sit-up, didn't know how to do anything.
How to do a sit-up. None of that is true.
You do tap really light, and then Trevor's like, no, a little harder. And he was really working with this guy who was like a kid. And I was really impressed with the way he walked him through
I had a
it.
broken shoulder.
Oh,
excuses already.
Right.
A year later, excuses.
So did Tommy Morrison and Rocky IV, but he's still 5, but he's still 5.
He didn't know how to throw a punch. Yeah, I didn't know how to do it.
Ryan, I figured if Lennon could do it, you could do it. I taught Lennon how to box.
Exactly, and that's the beauty of it, right? He didn't show up and like if you're in DeLand Boxing or Port Orange, if you don't cut it, I don't want to see you in the streets. He wouldn't talk like an old New Jersey guy because he's British, but
and Trevor, he wasn't he was being fair to everybody,
yes.
but you don't have to be fair here, Trevor. Be honest with me. Who do you think that first time did better, Angelique or Ryan?
Oh, Angelique did. That lady works out nonstop and is a dancer at all times. Like she's the healthiest person on the show, easily.
Yeah, I mean, Angelique obviously is an athlete, but if you say who was the most improved, you've got to say Ryan.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's not athletic.
Well, yeah, because he's not athletic. Right. Okay, that's a very good point.
There's a difference between healthy and athleticism.
He's
I've
not
never
athletic.
said I'm an athlete. I'm a healthy person.
Although I did hear on the way in this morning, Carlos admit that he eats 4 to 6 Oreos a day.
Oh, yes!
I got to pick a bone with him about that.
He knows this because for a while he was getting my food log, and I never lied. I would be like 3 Oreos, so he knows this. But no, what happened was like exactly what Russ was talking about was. No, you just showed me I knew the basics, but you do it with everybody. And I see you do it when I work out, whether it's a mom or a son or a daughter, and it doesn't matter. You go over the basics. You're either going to like this or not. And, man, you know what I noticed is people who have a yearning to try something like this, if they stick with it, man, it's a game changer. And that's what it's been for me. So, Trevor, thank you, man, for everything you've done for me, your entire team. And that's why, he stayed on, a great sponsor of the show. And not only do you do stuff, obviously, for fitness and stuff, you actually put on fights, and I think that's really cool. And I told Russ about it last time and the guys that I think a lot of people probably know about travel ball, basketball, cheerleading, volleyball, but they're like, hey, how does a boxer make it? Well, it's events like this. Tell them a little bit about what's happening on Saturday night with the big boxing match.
Yeah, so I've been promoting amateur boxing shows for 30 years. It's a labor of love.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, these shows cost $4,000 to $5,000 to put on. So think about it. You got to sell 200 tickets just to break even. So it is a labor of love, but it's a way of allowing kids to fulfill their dreams of fighting. And there's 4 different kinds of people that box. There's the guy that comes in and says, I would never fight. I just want to do it for this fitness. And then in 6 months, he's like, oh, I think I'll try sparring. And then you're like, oh, you know what? I really want to try one fight just to say I did it.
Right.
So there's that kind of guy. There's the kids that are going to be the next world champions, and they start at 8 years old and they box. And this is their outlet to build their experience through amateur boxing shows. Someone like Floyd Mayweather, for example, probably had 100 amateur fights before he turned pro. Mm-hmm. So there's the next future world champions. And then you get the guys that used to box and they come and, man, you know what? I'd like to have another shot at this.
Still got it.
Yeah.
I still got one good fighter.
Yeah. And we got Masters Division for those people, which is 45 and up. So there's all these different demographics of people, and it's amazing. With our gym, even though 90% of the people that come to our gym just box for fitness, it's amazing how many people I see, and I'm like, hey, you're getting pretty good. You want to try some sparring? I mean, I tried to talk Carlos and get back in the ring, but he...
Yeah, when are you going to spar?
Oh, man. You know what? He did. You did try and get me, and I was
And you haven't sparred with anyone yet?
No, we've just done stuff in class where you're getting in front and you're throwing stuff, and even just that, like, just feeling the vibe of that. Nah, man, I don't. Trevor almost had me. Several lunches, you're like, he was right there.
Seems like you would do it.
Yeah, but it's not the fight. What is it normally? How many rounds? 3 2-minute rounds,
It's
right?
only 3 2-minute rounds, but what people don't understand
Nothing
is...
to it.
Nothing to it, but
2
tell them
minutes,
why.
nothing.
Yeah.
I do 2 minutes all the time.
It's easy.
It's the weeks and weeks of training where you're sparring 2 or 3 times a week. So you're doing maybe 5 to 10 rounds, 3 times a week to lead up to that fight. It's not the fight, it's the training, the blows that you're taking. Now, obviously, in amateur boxing, you've got bigger gloves, you've got headgear. It's very it's very well governed by the USA Boxing Sanction Body.
With him, we got to protect the nose.
Yeah, this goes to the moneymaker. Come on. I want to break it, so then that'd be like, hey, I had to get it redone.
Well, I would be the matchmaker, so obviously I'll find his opponent, and I'm going to look after him.
Well,
I'm going to give him a good opponent.
That was the thing. I do totally want to do it, but my wife was like, hell no.
Oh, she said no.
My manager was like, hell no. My agent was like, hell no. My daughter was like, hell no.
Yeah.
And they rule they're the commission. They could outvote me easily. And Trevor was like, he had a wry smile on his face afterwards. He's like, God, I almost had you in there in the ring. So he wanted to train me stuff. But regardless, you don't have to be a boxer to train like one. I only go 30, 45 minutes at a time. Obviously, we talk afterwards.
Hitting bags and stuff.
Hitting the bags. And half of the class, you're doing ab work, you're doing different conditioning, and I'm truly in the best shape of my life. We're going to talk to Trevor a little bit more here about just life in general. He's got a
question for us that we'll do when we come back. Because I got a story about that I've never told on the radio.
Oh, awesome.
So about the question that you said. And if you want to get tickets for the amateur fight, how do you get tickets?
So you can call 386-675-2269, or you can email us at delandboxing.com. If you buy the tickets in advance, they are $5 cheaper. And also, we have 2 VIP tables left ringside. Great if you have a local business and you want to sponsor the show. $250 for a table. You get food. And you get to sit ringside as well.
It's fun.
And it's in DeLand.
Yeah,
it's
DeLand Middle School.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. I do know one thing. Today will be a great day. To the top, never stop.
All right, we'll ask that question when we come back and still talk with Trevor. Do not go anywhere. You're listening to the Monsters of the Morning. Hey, welcome back to the Monsters Mornings, Real Radio 104.1. By the way, we're live on our YouTube channel, Real Radio Monsters on YouTube. Sometimes when you follow us on YouTube, you win prizes. Angel just gave prizes to some folks who watch us on the YouTube channel.
Hell yeah. That's why you like and subscribe and hit the thumbs up as well.
Yeah, it doesn't cost you anything. Now, a lot of people think it costs something to go to our YouTube channel. It does not.
Zero.
And we've got over 26,000, close to 27,000 subscribers, and we appreciate you being there. Welcome back. I'm Russ Rollins, along with Angel and Carlos and Ryan. And Trevor is here from Port Orange Boxing and DeLand Boxing. That's who Carlos works out with. And really nice guy who I super enjoyed when we went out there and did a live show that time. It was great. I really enjoyed working out with you that time, and I wish you were closer to me because I would definitely do it. You had a question for the audience, and you said it to me, and I'm like, ooh, hold on to that, because I don't believe I've ever said this before. So what's your question, and I'll tell you what it sparked in my brain.
So, obviously, a lot of these famous fighters start off taking these amateur boxing shows like we're promoting on Saturday.
Right.
So the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali, was an amateur boxing, won a gold medal in the Olympics. So my question is, why did Muhammad Ali start boxing, and how old was he?
When you ask that question, I will tell you something that has been in my family forever. And I've never said anything because I never believed him. And I'm like, okay, Dad, okay, right, whatever. My dad has always used to claim that when he lived in Charleston, West Virginia, and this guy named Angelo brought this kid through, because my dad used to go and my dad used to amateur box, and he brought this kid through, Cassius Clay, and he boxed with Cassius Clay, and he said they tied, Your
dad.
My dad claimed forever that in Charleston, West Virginia, this guy Angelo brought this guy named Cassius Clay through, and he was the only one that would get up in the ring with him and box. And he's like, I held my own, but boy, he was good. And and I'm like, Dad. And I've never said this because I'm like, come on, Dad. So.
How old was your dad?
Okay, he was young. I think he was 13, 14.
Wow.
Okay, so do you think there's any possibility Cassius Clay with Angelo Dundee went through Charleston, West Virginia, an amateur boxing tour? Because that's allegedly this kid was on a tour and was in Charleston, West Virginia. Is there any possibility that story is real?
No, absolutely. I mean, Muhammad was from, Cassius Clay was from Louisville, Kentucky. And so, when you go to these boxing shows, kind of like our one on Saturday, we've got gyms coming from the whole state of Florida and from out of state because they want to get fights. He
knew Angelo Dundee when he was that young?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So why did he start boxing, as you're asking?
Why did he start boxing? And this is very pertinent to what we do, because everybody's got a reason why they start boxing. Some is because they're being bullied and they want to defend themselves. Some's for self-esteem. The kids want to get better self-esteem, and that's what you see. But so why did Muhammad start boxing?
Well, I don't know, but I remember Tyson always saying, I'm not Muhammad Ali the God. He's good looking. He came from a good family. I'm more like Joe Frazier. I come from the gutter. I'm a dirt. I'm nothing. I have to fight. I'm a warrior. So did he was he not good at another sport? And so he had to play that. Was he not good at baseball maybe?
No.
Damn it. That was a horrible guess.
What do you think, Ryan? Why do you think Cassius Clay started boxing?
He wanted to defend his siblings or mother.
Good one, but no.
He was getting bullied?
Nope.
Russ, come on. Say he fought your dad one time, and he realized this is his new...
Yeah, he wanted to beat up Russ's dad.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know if they were poor. I don't know if he was poor, but maybe he thought his way out of, if he became the world champion, it could get his parents and get his family out of the gutter or something.
No, that wasn't it.
What was it?
When he was 12 years old, someone stole his bicycle.
Damn.
And he had a bicycle. He loved his bicycle. Someone stole it, and the policeman, he was mad, and he said, "I want to learn to box." So he goes, I catch that guy that stole my bicycle. I'm going to show him a thing or two. And he actually, a local police officer got him into the boxing gym, but it was because he had his bicycle stolen.
I'll be damn.
Damn. And the DeLand Police Athletic League puts on the boxing match this Saturday.
And the guy who stole his bike, Russ's dad.
Ray Rollins. Yeah.
I'm keeping this bike, boy.
How old was he when he started boxing?
So he was 12 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so weird. Still hard to believe.
Yeah.
He said he told that story so many, and I never repeated it because I'm like, that's ridiculous. You didn't fight Cassius Clay, but
that's
Quite could be possible.
He
quite
swears.
Possible.
Yeah, I mean, it is a regional thing. I noticed that when I was announcing. I'll be announcing this Saturday, 2 to 6 p.m. at DeLand Middle, and they're from Tampa, they're from Jacksonville, they're from all these different places, because that's how you got to find these places and come out. It's like travel ball. It's like that's kind of like the best kind of parallel, I would say, with this, with boxing.
Yeah, and the thing is some of these kids, this is their way to build experience, to go to the Olympic trials.
Yep.
Which Muhammad Ali, boxed in the Olympics. But Angelo, funnily enough, told me a story which would pertain to your dad, and said that a young Cassius Clay came to see him one day and told him, "I'm going to be champion of the world one day." And he talked to Angelo, and he left, and Angelo said, "Man, that kid's some kind of nut. I wonder if he'll be good one day."
And ends up being the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Hey, so when you're watching, what's the age that of people that come to your gym?
So we have an awesome kids program for kids between the ages of 6 and 11. And then once you hit 12 and up, you can jump in the adult classes, which is great because we have, like Carlos and his daughter. And so we have mothers and sons and fathers and sons and mothers and daughters. So really, it's from age 6 all the way up to I got guys in their 60s and 70s taking these boxing classes.
Have you seen any kids that you think, that kid's got potential? That kid really could be good.
So I got to give a shout out to our guys that are fighting Saturday. Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Here we go.
Some love to the guys in the club. Come on.
So out of the Port Orange gym, we got Darian and Jaden. Awesome guys. Darian's having his second fight, and Jaden's on his first fight. And out the DeLand gym, we have Cole, Dylan, Eric, and Aaron.
Nice.
How old are they?
So
tell them about some of those boys, man.
So
I train with them.
One of the things that I want to say about, and specifically 2 of the guys is, I remember these kids coming in. Cole was 14 years old, 300 and something pounds, and his mum, he brought him by the gym, and she said, "Oh, I hope he likes this." And this kid, man, I remember him walking in, at 14, over 300 pounds. Now he's like training hard. He's 15 years old. He's down to like 265.
Awesome. Oh, wow.
And he's having his first fight.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the difference I've seen in this kid, having lost the weight, the confidence,
Self-esteem.
Everything.
He's always there.
Yeah.
Him and his guys, and they're training twice a day, and they're taking it so seriously. I love those stories every time, and it happens daily. You see this happening all the time. It takes action to break out of a mentality sometimes. And Trevor's not like, "Get off the floor."
Yeah.
You don't know. It's just like, "Hey, welcome," and take it at your own pace, and we're gonna be there for you.
I truly wish I didn't live with a 45-minute drive from you, because the way you teach and the level of comfortability for someone like me who came in with really no experience in how to do it properly, I found so refreshing. And every single day I'm like, "God, maybe I should just sign up and go over there," because it does from far away seem very intimidating.
Sure.
Because you see what a boxing gym is in the movie, and it's a bunch of sweaty, big guys that are very aggressive. And this, we had little Karen out there, and she was doing it. And it's such a, everybody I talked to that was there from the day we went to Port Orange, they were like, it's a community that you're also building at the same time. So like everybody's got everybody's back. It was really cool.
Yeah, yeah, and you know that's the thing is like people come. I trained a lady last night, and she was within 10 minutes she was boxing. I said, look at you. We've been going 10 minutes. You never boxed in your life, and I'm standing back now, and you're boxing. And it's that easy to learn. And like I said, the self-esteem, the non-bullying aspect of these kids, like Dylan. You know, Dylan, I was friends with his mom. My wife and his mum were friends. Our daughters did cheerleading together, and she's like, "Oh, I think I'll bring Dylan by the boxing gym." And he was all quiet and head down. And now this kid's like badass, 3-0, like head held high. He's having his fourth fight.
Even if you never get in the ring, though, I would just think that the confidence of like knowing that, hey, if I had to, I could defend myself. There's a lot. We talked about this the other day. A lot of people that don't even know how to throw a punch.
Majority of people.
It is a mystery to them. And if you go and do that, it's a great way to work out. And you feel like if something, God forbid, something happened, I could defend myself.
Yes.
Much better.
That's what I tell my girls. Like, I've taught my daughters how to throw a punch. I've taught some of the softball girls, and especially when they came in, I brought my entire softball girls team to train with Trevor, and he put them through. They loved it. At not one time did he go, now go out there and hit a girl in the face and get things started because you're going to be able to handle. No. It's just we live with this fear of like, ooh, let's say something does happen. What if I do have to handle myself? And for them to have that confidence is just huge. And then all those skills translate to the field as well.
Yeah. Hey, but when you're coaching them about with boxing and stuff, like all the people that'll be boxing this week, you've coached all of them, right?
Well, I've coached everybody from my gym. Obviously, we go 25 fights, gyms from all over Florida.
You're fighting from other gyms.
Right.
Oh,
other
yeah,
gyms.
no,
Yeah,
there's
Oh, it's like a Cobra Kai situation.
Yeah.
there's 25 fights, yeah. And here's the cool thing
It's
about
the DeLand Valley Championships.
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, and here's the cool thing about these boxing fights is that they're 3 2-minute rounds, and Carlos will tell you because he's the ring announcer. But these fights move. Like it's not like you sit there waiting 30 minutes for the next fight to come out, and there's music, and then they do it. No, every couple of minutes there's another fight and another fight.
So you won't be bored.
No, not at all. And you've got kids from 8 up to guys in their 30s fighting. So you could, like Ryan could go there and say, man, there's a guy about my age, my weight. I could take him.
Yeah, I would pay for that.
Do you have a
I would
specific,
pay for that.
a specific kind of class where like you bring in a stepdad, like a guy who's like
It's
maybe
a themed session.
Yeah, he's maybe like 15, 20 years older than me. Not a decrepit guy, like a guy that could fight back. And then I fight this stepdad.
This
because
guy's
mine's
got
dead, and I never got to fight him.
this guy's
got
gotta
a
have-
T-shirt that says Ryan Stepdad.
Yeah.
And he's got to have the smell of beer on him.
I would do
The
it. He's
smell
got to
of-
be a little drunk, too.
Oh my gosh. There's like smash rooms, Angel, that go, you break things like, so Trevor, here's a new way to make money.
Yeah.
You get a book of dudes who are pro fighters, right? And you're like, and Ryan's like, I remember Randy, man. That's somebody. He had a beard. And you're like, you go to the beard section. What else did he have?
Yeah.
Like, did he have a mullet? What is like a guess who? It's like
I
a
like this.
reverse
Yeah,
guess who. Like,
It looks just like Ryan's ex-stepdad.
would you like to fight Bill out of Tavares, who looks like your stepdad? We'll call him Rick, and then you charge him like $1,000.
I'd
you
pay
do
it right now. Right now. You know how cathartic that would be?
And it's a total fix, right?
Yeah. And I get to win every time. If I paid $1,000, I get to win the fight.
No, you can't. You're gonna have to actually win.
You gotta. That's the
on you.
ultimate challenge.
Yeah, that's on you, man.
We lead you to the water of beating your old stepdad.
Yeah, and I got to give him a list of things to yell at me while he's punching me, like video game's not a job. You'll never amount to anything. Your mom's a good lay. Don't do that.
Keep going. Keep going. We're signing them up right now.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
to DeLand Boxing and Fitness.
Slash stepdad challenge. Yeah.
So, Carlos, you're the announcer this week.
Yes, I am.
And it's Friday night or Saturday?
So it's Friday day. The doors open at 1. Fights start at 2. Like I said, there'll be 25 fights. It will go on to 6 or 7 o'clock. And I got to tell you, thank you, Carlos. I know you're doing this because we're friends.
It's Saturday, March 9th.
Saturday, March 9th. But
You
I
said
know
Friday.
Carlos
Yeah,
has
yeah.
helped. Sorry, Saturday, March 9th.
I was like, can't make it.
And,
No, it's Saturday, March 9th. So go ahead, Trevor.
But the difference of having Carlos as a ring announcer is phenomenal. I mean, he makes it so much fun. He does have to bite his tongue sometimes because his comic value comes out. But
Yes.
he's
or
awesome.
he starts rooting for other guys. It's like, You're impartial.
Oh, yeah.
I
You
know.
got to be impartial.
Well, I'm not a judge, but I try and give love. I'm definitely not commentating. That would be a whole different thing because I would have to pull like Roxy, like how I used to do it. I'd have to really pull back. There's kids there too, so I try and find. Thanks. I try and find a balance, have a little fun out there, but
is it the boxing ring? The boxing ring that we saw in DeLand, is that where it is? The outside boxing ring?
No, it's in the DeLand Middle School, but it's the same ring, right?
Yeah, it's a 20-foot competition boxing ring. It'll be in the DeLand Middle School. So it's a great auditorium because they have bleachers.
Yeah.
There's not a bad seat. On Saturday, just get there early, get there 1 o'clock and get your tickets and 25 fights, guys.
Well, you know what I did last time, Trevor, and I told you this, and I think I told you guys. So, of course, when you're a fighter, what's one of the most important things when you're a fighter?
The music that you
That's
walk
good.
out to.
That's true, and that's my goal behind it is to take it very seriously. Wear my suit, make it Vegas feel, make them feel as if they're walking and be like, I remember my first fight. This bald guy, he really and Trevor put it on, like to
Give
have
them the real experience.
Yeah, right.
They worked hard to get here.
And so one of those things, as I was doing it, I was looking at the list of names. I was like, well, they need nicknames.
Oh, yeah. You gotta
They
be
need
a
nicknames. So I would go to each one of the fighters and I'd be like, well, what's your nickname? Some had it immediately. Boom. Sweet Sugar. I'm like, oh, sweet. Like, yeah, my coach called me that. I'm like, cool. Then some would be like,
I don't have
man,
one.
I don't have one. I'm like, I'm telling you right now.
Gotta come up with
you
one,
need
yeah.
one. You need one. And
I
then
might
they
as
would-
work on that.
Yeah, you might have worked on. And then some were like, no, just say my name. And I'm like, I know.
No, you need a nickname,
I was
bro.
like, this is prize fighting. You do this to Pete. So I'll do that a little bit ahead of time next time. But hopefully maybe we'll see some of the same guys. There were some legit great fights.
Yeah.
This wasn't like, oh, we're watching two little people go at it. These are people who they want to go at it. So once again, 386-675-2269, DeLand Boxing and Fitness to get your tickets. We're almost sold out.
And Trevor, you still, I mean, we talked about this before, you still work with people that maybe are battling some addictions and things like that, and you kind of help them get into boxing and forget the addiction, right? Is that still something that you work with?
Yeah, so that's my passion. I've been sober now for 12 years. What I did is I just working out was a big part of my recovery. And so please, if you're struggling with addiction, especially alcohol or drugs, please contact me. We can sit down. We can have a coffee. I can give you some ideas. I am you. I am an addict. I'm in recovery. I know how you think. I know how you feel. And I can give you ways that I got out of it. And actually, one of your listeners, I'm not going to mention his name, or probably a couple of people, but one in particular joined the gym and has been sober for quite a while now. And
He sent me that's the reason I'm bringing it up. He sent me an email and told me that how much you've helped him, and that he took one addiction for another, but he's addicted to boxing, and that's a much better thing to be addicted to.
Yeah.
And how he believes you saved his life. So I commend you on that. That's
Trevor's a good man.
That's awesome.
Good man.
Yes, Angel. Question for Trevor from DeLand Boxing.
Just getting a lot of love on the texting and a couple questions that people were texting in. Trevor, one is there an age limit to the kids that can come into your gym? What's the youngest age they can start at?
So 6 is the youngest. We have an awesome kids program for kids between the ages of 6 and 11. And the only reason that is that, we want them to have a good attention span where they're going to, really enjoy the class with the other kids. Our kids program is unique, absolutely unique, because I never knew why there wasn't a grading system for boxing like every other fight sport. And so I came up with it. Came up with a grading system for boxing, but we used hand wraps instead of belts. So it's very unique. 6 to 11 is the kids program, and then 12 and up, you can do the adult classes.
Trevor, always a pleasure,
Thank you,
buddy,
Trevor.
and good luck on Saturday. I know you're this out of your heart, and you want to see these kids, get an opportunity to actually box, and some are grown adults, right? To get actually a chance to actually get in the ring, and Carlos, you'll be hosting.
That's right. I'll be there from 2 to 6 p.m. this Saturday, March 9th at the DeLand Boxing match featuring some of the best and brightest stars in boxing. Thank you, Trevor.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on, and I'll see you guys and everybody out there at DeLand Middle School Saturday. And want to also shout out, PAL, Police Athletic League, amazing. DeLand Police Athletic League, helping
That's a
all
good
the
thing
kids.
to be involved with.
We're partnered with them, so please, this is a chance for the PAL to make money, to open programs for kids.
When we come back, we'll have Friendly Ray Trindley. We haven't seen him in a couple of weeks, so we'll have Friendly Trindley come in here. Do not go anywhere. You're listening to the Monsters of the Morning.